So it's day 216 of Hey, what are you doing today? I was thinking today as these days click off, as I slowly approach that day 365, the 1 year mark. Thinking, boy, I'm gonna miss this project. But as silly as it sounds, I recognize now that this is kind of a life project. It's not just a 1 year thing. It's not just 365 days. That's a good measurement of the first component of this project. But I believe this project will evolve into new, bigger things. This is a great little stepping stone, and to get to that 365 point is going to be awesome. But it's not going to be an end. It's going to be the next beginning. And a couple of things I want to talk about today. One was noticing that I'm becoming more comfortable in clothes, and I mentioned that. I heard a saying yesterday. We've all heard the saying that clothes make the man, and I heard this saying, which I may have heard before. I'm sure it's not fresh and new, but the saying was, "Clothes don't make the man. The man makes the clothes," and that's very true in terms of what I've experienced when I was overweight. Not that I'm in perfect shape now, but I'm a lot better shape than I've ever been in, and hopefully steadily making progress towards being in phenomenal shape. But I could put on clothes that I liked as a fat guy, and if I couldn't pull it off, I couldn't pull it off. That's just how it is. And now, as I'm getting thinner, I can be a little bit more obnoxious. I can have a little bit more of a sense of style, and I believe that there's something to that. Anything that brings me as a person confidence, it makes me feel good, which is what style is kind of about. I can appreciate that. It's not the show off side of it. It's not, I have this brand, or I spent this much on my clothes, or this or that. It's, do I like it? Do I like the way it makes me feel? Do I like the way it makes me look? Does it offer me some sense of enlightenment or freedom or empowerment? And the clothes that I can wear now are starting to do that. I mean, I'm wearing something that if I were overweight, I would just feel ridiculous in. I've got this weird red leather band watch. I've got this Chinese coat from the 50s. I've got a black shirt and black pants, and a tie that looks like the upholstery in a backseat of a Lincoln from the 50s or something. Just probably the ugliest tie I've ever seen in my life. However, I enjoy wearing it. It makes me feel good, and the mishmash hodgepodge of putting everything together, I feel comfortable in it because I'm in good enough shape that I can, even though it's obnoxious as hell, I still feel like, to me, it presents kind of my attitude and who I am, and it's an expression of me, and it calms my mind and makes me feel good. So that one little freedom that I wouldn't have being overweight, it's one thing to look goofy, but it's one thing to look goofy and still feel good about it. To look goofy and feel bad, that's awful. So now as a man, I can finally make the clothes, and that's a good thing. Also, at 40 years old, I can finally touch my toes, and whether that's the fact that my stomach's going away or my flexibility is increasing. I believe it's a combination of the both. But something I couldn't do when I was 13, 14, and now at 40 I can. So it's never too late to do those things. What else do I got? I wanted to talk too about, there's been no real direction to this. It's just I've been kept myself very open. Whatever comes to me, I look at it, observe from it, try to take something from it, try to learn something from it. And as I've done different things, there's always that thought that not always, but sometimes there's that thought: is this valuable? Is it valid? Is what I'm doing with meditation, is that really any benefit? Is it what I'm doing with some brain exercise games that I found apps for? Is that really increasing my brain power? Is that really strengthening the doing what they say it will do with the synapse and the electricity, and using different parts of my brain that had remained dormant? And it makes, logically it makes sense. If I don't use if I don't exercise, my muscles fade away if I don't exercise my brain. You know, scientifically, I believe they've shown that it does fade away. So, but what I'm getting at is a silly little thing occurred. One of my things being mindful. I've been concentrating on how I walk. You know, since I was a child, I've always had this issue. When I was real young, it was my legs. My legs hurt me real bad. And then as I got older, into my teenage years, it became my feet. My feet hurt me really bad. And it caused me to walk in a funny way. People say I walk like a penguin. I just kind of rolled with that, and I do. You know, but it's something that, as being mindful now, it's something that I try to recently I've been trying to concentrate on how I walk. You know, can I retrain myself to walk correctly so that I don't look like a penguin when I'm walking? And yes, I can laugh at myself, so I don't mind that. But it was funny because one of the things that I was doing with meditation, you know, I haven't really done the thing where I just sit and quiet and close my eyes and cross my legs, do that kind of meditation. My meditations have more been putting on a different frequency, a music frequency or foundation, and walking, and kind of losing myself in the patterns of the blacktop, and concentrating on the pebbles and the cracks, and the movement, and kind of losing myself in the pace and my thoughts and the music, and that's kind of the meditation that I've been doing. And I've also incorporated, or had incorporated a while back, where I would walk the lines through the parking lot, you know, the white lines that mark where you can park cars in between. And you know, at some points I even found myself, if the music wasn't tense enough, when I was listening to some music from India that was set up for meditation, when it got real intense, I could imagine myself walking on a very high beam on a building, looking down, you know, to hundreds or thousands of feet down, and just kind of maintaining myself on that plank. So I would kind of walk that like a balance beam. I would walk those lines and at a slow pace, and just concentrating on